What's good, y'all? About to drop a video for y'all real quick. Today I wanted to talk about how it is so important to protect your energy. At the end of the day, you are the only one responsible for that. No matter what happens to you, no matter what people say to you, no matter what seems to go on, you are responsible and in complete control of your energy. And in specific, I wanted to talk to y'all about when it comes to dealing with people. You have some people out here that, talk about matching energies. And I used to honestly be one of those people until I've been on my own spiritual journey and realized how much work it takes to even, keep yourself at a high vibration, because we are all faced with things and dealing with situations and people where our energy is always tampered with, you know. And I had to learn, and this is just my opinion, that instead of me matching energy, I decided that I'm not about to match energy. I think people get it misconstrued. You have matching energies, and then you have acting accordingly. Acting accordingly is moving in a way based on how someone else is moving with you. But matching energy, in my opinion, I'm not about to just match your energy. I'm not about to, if you're operating at a low vibration, I'm not about to lower my vibration because of your vibration. Okay, because like I talk about all the time, once you gain something, you have to maintain it. It's the same thing with energy. Once you work on getting your vibration high, you have to maintain that. So I'm not going to personally allow myself to lower my vibration because yours is lowered. I'm just going to remove myself. And I wanted to let y'all know that you have a right, by any means, you have a right to protect your energy. You don't have to deal with certain people in certain situations. And I think a lot of times, because society teaches that, and our family, they teach us that shit, and friends, like, we're taught that just because of the relation, that we have to you just have to deal with a way a person treats you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true. I used to fall for that shit too. That's not true. You don't have to. And it's hard to break that cycle when that's all you've been taught. You just have to deal with them because that's your sister, that's your brother, or that's your auntie, or you just have to deal with them, deal with that person because y'all been together for a certain amount of years, and you just have to accept all of that shit, and you don't have to. You are responsible for your energy. You are responsible for keeping yourself at a high vibration. You are responsible for you. At the end of the day, all you have is you. No one's going to care about you more than you care about yourself. Matter of fact, people, like I said in another one of my videos, people are going to treat you according to how you treat yourself. So if you're not careful, if you're moving, if you're allowing people, depending on their relation, to treat you a certain way, then all you're doing is showing people how you would rather be treated. You can't sit there and talk about how you want to be treated a certain way, but then you're voicing this to people, and then they turn around and they see you allowing certain people to treat you a certain kind of way. That's contradicting what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care who that person may be. You don't have to put up with anything that doesn't serve you. If dealing with people, depending on who they are, no matter who they are, if dealing with them is depleting you, is draining you, is not really serving you in a good way, is not helping you produce any kind of fruit, then it's safe to say that they don't need to be around like that. Those are the people that you have to decide to love from a distance. Because it's having them around is taking from you more than it's given to you. You see what I'm saying? And only you know at the end of the day how much you can take. Only you know at the end of the day how much you can stomach. Everybody has their own tolerance level. Everybody has their own breaking point. And only you know when you're about to reach that level. And it's up to you to sit there and make a decision. It's up to you to make that decision when you feel like you're about to tap out, when you feel like you done had enough. Because if you don't speak up, if you don't say anything, then people are going to keep doing what they've been doing to you. They're going to keep treating you any kind of way. They're going to keep talking to you any kind of way. It's up to you to put your foot down about that shit. It took me a while to do that because years ago I used to be a fucking doormat. Like, I used to just put up with shit and deal with shit because they're family and they're this and they're that, and you know, you got to be forgiving and you got to do this, and you have to be careful with that shit because people will sit there and instill that in your head and just disregard how the fuck you really feel. And you have a right to stand up for yourself and decide whether or not you want to keep dealing with some shit or not. You don't have to. You can still love them and care about them. But as far as like having motherfuckers in your circle or, you know, being in their presence and all that shit, you have a right to put your foot down and be like, no more. I can't take no more. And that's okay. You're not wrong for that. You'll have people that try to make you feel like you are. But take it from me. You have a right to put your foot down. You have a right to say that I've had enough. You have a right to say I can't handle no more. And you got to understand that you do not have to. You don't have to. One thing that you have to learn, and it's something I had to learn too, is that you have to accept people for where they are in their life. You may want the best for people. You may want them to grow. You may, you know, hope and pray and all this for them. But at the end of the day, if they don't see it fit for them at that moment in their life, if they're comfortable where they are, you know what I'm saying? If they don't see a problem in what they're doing, if they don't see a problem in how they're treating people, then that's on them. Okay, that's not really for you to worry about. And I know that when you care and you love for people, you want the best for them. You know, a lot of times when you're operating like that from your heart, you know, you kind of see people at a place in their life where they're not even there yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you want the best for them. And you be like, oh, I can see you doing this and I can see you, you know. But the truth is, you have to look at the reality of things. And the truth is, sometimes they're not there. The truth is, they have to see that for themselves. If they don't see what you see, then they're just not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Until they see it for themselves. Some people, they'll wake up to it. And some people not going to wake up to it at all. But at the end of the day, I need you to understand that that's not for you to worry about. I used to wreck my brain all the time, stress myself out, getting mad and frustrated at how people act and how people, you know, how they are and how they move. And Spirit had to tell me one day, like, Jarobeca, that's not for you to worry about. But what's for you to worry about is whether or not you want to continue having that type of stuff around you or having those type of people in your life. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own, you know, path in life. We have to, you know, go through our own different experiences in order to wake up. We all had to go through shit to get to where we are. Some of us got there sooner than others, and some people, you know, they haven't even tapped into it, and some people just started, you know. But what you have to understand is it's not for you to worry about or stress yourself out over. If somebody act a certain way, then that's just what the fuck they doing. You know, it may not be right. It may, you know, it may be fucked up, but at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with you. That's between them and God and the universe. It has nothing to do with you. The only thing you need to worry about and have control over is whether or not you're honest with yourself as far as if you're able to continue, you know, being around that person or even dealing with those type of people, because you don't have to. I don't care what the relation is. You don't have to deal with that shit. And that shit used to get to me all the time years ago. You know, that family card or, you know, be forgiven. And it's okay, yeah, like, yeah, forgive. But you can still deny access. Just because you forgive don't mean you just keep letting motherfuckers back in. And if you haven't realized, how many of y'all out there actually forgave people and you let them back in and they do the same shit, if not worse? Over and over and over again. And you just taking it because you just like, you gotta forgive, you gotta. But you don't have to keep allowing access. You see what I'm saying? And it ain't about no love lost or nothing. You ain't got to hate nobody and none of that. It's just, I can't keep allowing you to be in my face playing games with me. I can't keep allowing you in my space, and I have good intentions for you, but you don't really have good intentions for me. You see what I'm saying? You have a right to dismiss anybody or to deny access to anybody who's not serving you, who's not reciprocating what you're giving. You have that right. Don't let nobody make it seem like or put you on no guilt trip for refusing to allow people in your space when you feel like it's not what's best for you. Because only you know. When it comes to your mental health and your emotions and all that shit, you are in complete control of that shit. No one's opinion matters at that point. Because if you're not careful, if you keep taking on shit, and if you keep dealing with people that's not serving you, it's going to drain you. It's going to mentally fuck you up. If you're not careful, I'm trying to tell you, it will mentally fuck with you. It brings a whole lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, I am moving this way, but I'm not understanding why it's not being reciprocated. Here I am loving them, and I'm still not understanding why I'm not being loved the same way. Here I am caring for them, but I'm not understanding why I'm not being cared in the same way. And you still doing it, and they still keep disregarding how the fuck you feel and how it's making you feel. You're gonna run yourself into the dirt. You hear me? And at the end of the day, on some real shit, it's gonna be you to blame. And it sucks because it's like, especially when you got a heart. But you have to also understand that it's okay to have that heart. It's okay to have that heart and be forgiven and stuff like that. But you don't have to keep putting up with people's shit. You don't have to keep allowing them access to you. You hear me? Make everybody earn that shit. I don't care what the relation is. Make everybody earn that shit. Because we living in a time now where everybody is out for self. We living in a time now where people will tell you exactly what they feel like you want to hear to get what they want up out your ass. And they good at the shit too. You know what I'm saying? It sound good as fuck. And a lot of times, before you really realize what's going on or what done happened to you, before you realize that you done been used up, that you done been played and toyed with, it's too late. They already did it. And a lot of times, they already did it multiple times. You see what I'm saying? You have a right when it comes to you, when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your energy. Take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, all you have is you. And I'm not just talking about fitness and, being mindful of what you drink and what you eat and shit like that, but your mental health, your energy. Yeah, if you want to match energy, that's on you. Me, I decided I'm not matching energy. I'm not about to lower my vibration because a motherfucker that's in my face, vibration is lowered. I'm not doing that. I'm going to remove myself because I put in too much work to lower myself because you're at a point where your vibration is low. I'm not doing that. But I will act accordingly. If you don't really fuck with me, I'm not going to fuck with you. If you give to me, I'll give to you. If you're there for me, I'll be there for you. You see what I'm saying? I will move accordingly, but I'm not matching energies. I put in too much work. And then it takes a lot of work on top of that to maintain it. Once you get there, you got to maintain it. Because you're going to constantly have things thrown at you in life where it's going to be, it's a temptation to have it lower. Because like I said, you still in the flesh. No matter how spiritual you become or, how much you work on yourself, we still in the flesh. So it's always easy to fall short. You see what I'm saying? It's always easy to revert to that type of shit. It takes a lot of energy to maintain it. So when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to you protecting your energy, when it comes to you protecting your peace and your sanity, that's up to you. And you have every right to do that. You don't have to hate nobody. It ain't got to be no love lost. But once you peep certain shit and you feel like it's not serving you and it's draining you and it's taking from you more than it's giving to you, then you need to keep them right on over there. Stay on over there. Stop trying to convince people. Stop trying to get them to see what they doing wrong and all that shit. At some point, you like, okay, note it. You note that shit and you keep them right there. Maybe one day they'll wake up about it. One day they'll make changes. But at the end of the day, that's not for you to worry about. You got to protect your peace and your energy out here. Because a lot of times nowadays, people are out for self. They're out for self. They don't give a fuck about you for real. And then what happens is they'll get mad. And then be prepared for that shit too. Once you put your foot down, once you start standing up for yourself, motherfuckers will get mad. Because now that you moving different from what they used to, they don't know how to work their hand with you. Now they confused. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care what people gotta say, people's opinions and none of that shit. Do not allow anybody to make you feel guilty for making whatever decision you have to make when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your peace and your sanity. You have to always do what's best for you because only you know. And we all operate different. What works for somebody else may not work for you. What works for you may not work for somebody else. When it comes to self, the love that you have for yourself and all that shit, that's a decision, a personal decision that you have a right to make for yourself. And you don't have to worry about explaining to nobody why you moving the way you moving or why you feel like certain people don't need to be around. You don't have to explain that shit to nobody. You hear me? We all have different tolerance levels. And because of relations to certain people, motherfuckers will make it seem like you just have to put up with certain shit and you don't. You ain't got to deal with that shit. I still love you. I wish you the best. But you can't be in my life disturbing what I got going on for me. You can't play in my face. You can't sit there and try to run game on me. You can't sit there and be fake with me and expect me to put up with that shit and be okay with it because it's you. You have a right to make whatever choice you feel like is best for you when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your peace, your energy, your sanity. Only you are going to take care. No one's going to take care of you better than you take care of you. That's from the inside out. I hope y'all have a good day.